Today's scorching temperatures could put more people at risk for heat stroke. Joining us this morning is Dr. Jennifer Barker, a pediatric emergency room physician at Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. Good morning, Dr. Barker. Let's first talk about the signs and symptoms, and do they differ between children and adults?
Well, good morning. Heat injury has a lot of different ways that it can present and some different symptoms that you can have. It does look similar between adult and kids, and it is a continuum. So a lot of times people will start with symptoms where they just are feeling crampy, maybe even a little nauseous while they're feeling really hot. And that can then progress to feeling more dizzy and faint. And those are the things that we would consider more heat exhaustion, where your temperature is rising, you're not doing well in your current scenario, you're feeling dizzy when you're standing up. But when it really starts to become critical that we get intervention going is when people do have symptoms of that stroke-like symptoms, confusion, weakness, not speaking correctly. That is when we definitely need to intervene. We need to get folks either to the hospital and really work on getting them cooled down and hydrated.
Who is most at risk when it comes to a heat stroke?
Our vulnerable populations are going to be our kids that are 4 and younger, and then our adults who are 65 and older. There's a few medications also that people in the in-between also could be on that can put you at risk too. So people who are on blood pressure medicines, that might be a water pill where they're losing, water faster. And some of our patients who are on allergy medications or on stimulant medications also puts you at a little higher risk for heat injury, exhaustion, and heat stroke.
If it doesn't go treated or it isn't noticed, what are some of the effects from a heat stroke?
So unfortunately, people can become very ill from heat injury because the body loses the ability to regulate the temperature, and then it will just continue to internally rise. And what we'll see then is injury to kidneys, to heart, to lungs, and even to brain tissue that becomes either significant, temporary, but could also be permanent damage.
We know that the city has opening up some cooling centers. There are splash pads around for the kiddos. What about people without air conditioning in their homes, maybe with limited resources? What's your advice?
So I would say there's 2 big ways to help control temperature. One is going to be trying to get to an environment that's cooler and staying hydrated. For people that might not have access to air conditioning, your body actually helps to cool itself by evaporation. So the cooling towels that, sort of a cool or lightly moist blanket or towel around the neck with fans does help us evaporate just a little bit more of our heat and energy. So fans, water, mist, and then also staying hydrated are some ways. And if you do have family members or acquaintances, friends who are elderly and are in a place that might not be as cool, especially on a day like today, calling to check on them, going to check on them will be really important.
Dr. Barker, we really appreciate your time this morning, something that a lot of us need to heed warnings about today as we reach some hot temperatures. We appreciate it.